I'm going to step out of turn and show you how to do this on-demand hot water heater thermostat. So we'll go do that right now in the bathroom, and then we'll come back to this. I've got the water pump turned on. My thermostat is right here, and I've got my temperature set for a target temperature of 124. That's as high as it'll go, okay? You can change the temperature to read in Celsius or Fahrenheit, and you adjust your temperature here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the bathroom. I'm going to turn on the hot water. I'm going to have Madison watch this panel, because you'll see it'll go down to the actual temperature of the water, and then you'll see it climbing up as it gets warmer. It's lighting a flame. There, we're starting to climb. And the water is already getting warm at the bathroom faucet. It's quickly getting hot. Okay? So it takes a minute to get it to the faucets, but once you get it there, you can bathe as long as you'd like to, as long as you have endless water and gas going in, and unlimited storage for the gray water that you're running out the bottom of the faucet. Okay, I just turned off the water, working extremely well, and I'll go ahead and turn that thermostat off now. So when you're out there camping, you can leave the hot water heater on. It's up to you. You may be using hot water throughout the day, or you can turn it on as you need it. That's a personal choice. Okay, coming back up here to the monitor panel again. First thing I want to show you on your generator, you have a little remote control fob that you can start it with. You can also start it from right here, and you can also start it from outside on a button. If you start it from outside on the button, you want to press down until the green light shows on the button. That tells you that the generator is primed and ready to start, and then you toggle it to the top switch and hold it down and it'll start. Currently your generator has got 0.4, so 0.4 of an hour on it, which allowed for testing of the unit. Okay, so interior lights, exterior lights, security lights. If you do that, you turn down the main function ceiling circuit. Turn it back on, they go right back on. The end lights, like in slide outs, a lot of them have their own individual switch for the slide out lights. And it's because they're on a different circuit. This one for the kitchen lights is right here. Microwave will have a surface light you can turn on and off. So, in order to start my generator, I would hit it stop prime. Generator started and it's running. Okay? And to stop it, you would hold it down. Now, I want to explain. You've got three blank areas for switches. This panel can be used for multiple different floor plans that have different equipment on it. So those are just blanks. Your system has the right amount of buttons for the right amount of equipment. Interior lights, security light. Then we've got awning 1 and awning 2 for here along the front porch. Your rear awning, that button is in the garage. So to put those out, you would just do that. Now I'm going to show you once, let's see, we'll do, I don't really need to do a slide. Slides, you're going to hold the button in until you hear the click sound at the end, and make sure that this chair right here, which we have not attached, it does attach down here by just simply clipping on brackets. But right now we've left it over in this area. Bracket right here slips on that little guy. Bracket right here slips on that little guy right there. So that they're locked together. If you want, you can leave that free floating and it will roll. Okay? Your guy here to pull out your recliner is just a little cable right there. You push your feet back in. I don't know if this one has. You don't have it on this end because that's a hide-a-bed. Okay, I'm going to show you. This part of your couch is a little hide-a-bed. So you can pull the cushions off like that. This will lift up. Pull your legs out like that. Pull that guy out. And this fellow drops down. Let's see. Okay, there's your bed. Okay, if you're trying to reverse it, you would bring this back up, put that back up there like that. Then grab it from this end, bring it straight up, close your legs, and give it a little flick. That could not be easier. That's a really clever system and it works extremely well. And these guys just are in there for an eating tray if you want it. Okay. You have a remote control for your fireplace. You can play with your flames, change colors. You can do it with just heat, no flames. You can do it with just flames, no heat. Or you can do it with a combination of both. There are also buttons on the front of it to help you if you run out of battery on your remote. Remote control for your TV. Just want to show you that it works. There you go. You'll have to set up your TV with whatever functions you're going to do. Okay, that goes off. Then this little guy is going to be our stereo system. So you have a remote control for your stereo. Got a nice touch screen. FM radio came right on. That's a light. That's a nice stereo system. And then off from there. The last little remote is for your awning. You have the ability to change colors on your awning lights if you want to. I'll make sure that they're on what we call white, what they call white to begin with, but you can change them to red, yellow, green, blue, or it looks like pink maybe. Anyway, you've got colors on the lights if you want them. Your owner's packets in here with your owner's manuals. This is your remote control for your generator. I think what we'll do with that is just hook that onto one of the set of keys so you know where to look for it. And do that. Okay. Back here, we have tow assist installation indicator lamp. That's just that tow assist indicator. These, I don't know what these are actually for at this point. We're doing a video walkthrough.
Oh, video walkthrough?
Yeah, do you need me?
I was told we were doing a FaceTime walkthrough. I mean, if a video walkthrough,
I'm doing a video walkthrough.
I'll give a call in another.
Okay, because what we're going to do is just email them the video.
That makes more sense to me.
It does. That's why we did it this way. Yeah, so do you want us to email it to you so that you can email it to her?
Let me, there was a miscommunication between sales and the demo coordinator, so I'm going to give her a call and let them know that we're going to do videos instead.
Okay.
Alright.
All right. Make sure it's okay.
Yeah, I will.
I have to do another one. anyway, behind here you have 2 chairs, and they've got nice backs on them to keep them in good shape for you. Up here as well, you have what we call a little power tower. So you'll have a USB plug on that. In fact, I think that's all that's available on those are USBs. And you can push them down out of the way when you're done. Your light for this area is on a switch, as are that. So any of the outside circuits will be on a different circuit. And this, we've got a little travel lock over your pantry that you can open up, and the pantry will just roll out like that. Okay, you've got beautiful shelves on it. And they give you a way to secure it so it won't flip out while you're traveling. Same thing on this guy. We have a little secure travel strap to keep the doors closed. You have a travel lock at the bottom of both refrigerator doors, so you press up to open it. On the freezer, you press down to open it. This one does not have an ice maker. Your controls are right up here. So, in order to turn it on, I'm going to come to my power button, hold my finger on there for a long hold. There's your refrigerator is now on. We have the refrigerator set at 40 degrees. I think I'll turn that down to 39, and 5 degrees in your freezer. So those are pretty good temperatures. You can adjust them if you would like to. To turn it back off, we'll just go like that. Let's see, I'll leave it at 5, and then I'm going to hold my finger on the off button, and OF is off. So it's a long hold to start it up, or a long hold to turn it off, and then you just play with your temperatures on the side. This guy comes right back up for towing and clips into there. You can tighten it a little bit more if you want to. Down here is just a little storage area. There is the converter. Here we go. Come on over this way, Maddie. This guy here is your converter. You open it by going like that, okay? It's got your 12-volt fuses and your 110 breakers. What the converter does is it takes your household current and flips it to 12 volt so that when you're plugged in, it'll charge your batteries. It'll take over and run the house lights so that your batteries aren't doing that. So that's what the appliance does. Your 110 breakers are just like 110 breakers in a home. If it trips the breaker, then you want to throw it back in the opposite direction until the breaker catches and reset it. These are your 12 volt fuses. For 12 volt fuses, you are going to need 25s, 30s, 12.5s, 20s, and 15s for backup fuses. So 15s, 20, 15s, 20, 12.5, 30, and 3 25s right there. So make sure you stop and get yourself some backup fuses. That way if you pop a fuse, you got something to put right back in its place. And then to close that back up, you just close it like that and it'll stay. That's just a little extra storage, Okay, let's go down this way. We're gonna go into the kitchen next. Outside of the kitchen, you've got a little accent light right there, 110s, and then down here what you have is your LP and CO2 alarm system. Unlike your ceiling smoke detectors, which are powered by 9-volt batteries, the little rectangular models, and you want to check those every 6 months. This one is wired to your trailer battery. So what that means is it's going to make 2 different sounds for you. Number 1, if it's chirping, that means that the battery is going low and they're giving you an audible indication that you need to do something about that. Either plug in and turn on your tow vehicle, plug into shore power, plug into a generator with the charger, plug into your tow vehicle and turn the engine on. So there are multiple ways to get your batteries back up if that starts chirping. Now, if it goes off either way, you want to exit the coach, okay? You want to turn off your gas supply at the tanks and leave them off for about 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, open the gas supply back up at the valve. If this goes off again, you probably have a leak that we want to talk to you about. If it doesn't, you may have just had a burp in the electrical system that sent the alarm off to begin with, and it's cleared itself out. So it may or may not mean a leak. Okay? Then coming into the kitchen area, you've got this new sexy kitchen that's on the market. So, first thing that I would like to show you is this button. That handles locking the sink. So if you want to fill it with water, you would have it straight up. If you want to open it up so the water drains, you would have it to the right. Okay? And that's just a little screen to keep food from going down the lines. This guy here has to do with getting water out of here for rinsing, or you've got a water spout there. So if I turn it, let's see, turn it to the right, there you go. Okay, turn it to the right, and I'm on this. Off is in the middle. The further to the left or the further to the right you go is the hot. So when you first turn it on, you're in the cold range. As you go further to the right, you're going to be getting into the hot water. Okay, same thing on the left. It's just 2 different spigots that they're talking about. This is 1, this is 2, okay? Then you've got that guy, which you can throw in there. You can use this as a dish rinser, so put your dishes in here and turn that on, and it'll rinse your dishes for you, okay? This is just another little tub rinse with the drain in it. And then they give you a cutting board to sit right there as well. Okay? Now the unit is not currently winterized as we're speaking, so it's been de-winterized to deliver to you. Okay? Under here, we've just got storage. Up here, I believe this is just storage. And while I'm on it, you've got European hidden hinges. Those are adjustable with a Phillips screwdriver. If they get loose on you, you can always tighten them up, so it's okay to do that. And I'm going to move over here to your microwave. First off, there's 1, 2, 3 lights over the kitchen area that go with this little switch right here. Okay? Then your microwave. Microwave oven has a turntable in it. This is a standard microwave. I want to make sure I don't see any convection. I don't see convection on this. So I don't believe that's a convection, so it's a standard microwave. So it'll zap a cup of coffee or make a bowl of soup hot. That requires shore power or 110. Your air conditioners are the same way. They require shore power and or 110. And your, let's see, your TV is also 110. So you'll need to be plugged into shore power or have your generator on. Your generator is another source of shore power for you. That provides house current 110. Then I'm going to come over here to the lights, or the oven, stovetop. You've got a little light button right here to light up your handles, and that also lights up the interior of the oven for you. In order to light these off, you hold that button in on high, lined up with that, and it's lit in the back. That's the front burner. That's the back burner. So I've got all three burners on right now. If you ever light it and you let off on the button and the flame goes out, it simply means that you did not hold the button down long enough. Relight it and hold the button in longer. And then this will be our oven. Oven pilots always take a little bit longer to get the gas down to the oven. This is very common for it to take this length of time. There, we have a pilot light lit now. And now I have a blue flame. I don't know if you can see that under there or not, but the flame is there. Yeah, you're seeing it. Yeah. Okay. And then it turns off there. Make sure these are all turned off and turn your light off. That's your stove and oven. There is a little drawer down here for pots and pans. It's a real nice drawer. Okay. Your microwave has a vent fan on it. That's what that outer vent cap was I was telling you that you could unlock. 2 speeds on the vent fan. Okay. We've done that, we've done those, we've done this. This window will open left to right. Same with those, okay? I believe we've gotten everything in this area, so we'll head back to the garage now. Okay. First thing off, your light switch is right here. This is a thermostat for this air conditioner, and I haven't shown you thermostats yet. So in the garage thermostat, you're going to tap it, and that wakes up the panel. Then tap it again and get them blinking. When they're blinking, you can change things and make things happen. So, get that blinking, turn it to cool, hit air conditioning, hit high. That air conditioner came right on, okay? It'll turn itself off when it reaches 68 if I let it. Then if I want to turn it off, I want to get them blinking again. Oh, it does have furnace back here, so you could do your furnace back here as well. If I want to go off, I get it back to off there and hit the button. It'll throw me there, do another off, hit the button, and it turns right off. Okay? So you've got furnace control and air conditioning control in the garage. Light control. You also have a light control here for when you're using your lavvy. In order to use the lavvy, this guy here has a little guy that spikes in right there. There we go. That's now a solid wall. And your door is over here. So you turn your door to go in and use the lavvy. You've got the light switch. It's a foot flush toilet. So, oops. Half a flush puts water in the bowl. A full flush drops it. You always want a little bit of water in that bowl for a vapor seal. So that'll help keep things smelling fresh. Okay. Then to reverse it, we unclip our wall, close the door, and roll this back this way. And you have a travel strap for this. You just clip it in there, make sure it's tight, and that stays against the wall. Okay? Up underneath this guy, we've got several controls. So under here, we've got the loft light. This is this light. That's, I think, outside. And then I've got awning control for the rear awning. And I've got bed up and down. We'll do the bed up and down right at the moment. So, number one, you do have a nice big ladder that came with it. Okay? This ladder allows you to get up right there. It's got two little holes that it fits in. And I think you could also use it to climb up here if you want to. Okay? But I think it's designed for this area. In order to run these guys, I don't want that dude sitting up there. In order to run your beds up and get them out of the way, there's several things that you want to be aware of. Number one, I've got the bottom bed in the bed position. I will show you how to put it in a dinette position. There is a little lock right here on the end of that rail that you must pull out before you roll. Ooh, let's see, I just locked it. That's, ooh. Got it locked, there we go. That will allow it to roll up and over. What is going on there? That's locked. All right, so word to the wise, make sure you unlock those, okay? It's a little slider right here that unlocks that and allows the back to roll up. This one must have been unlocked. It was. Okay. Yeah. Now, to roll them back down, oh, first off, you got little drink holders, okay? On both couches. You also have support legs. So if you're using it as a bed, you can pull that leg up by pressing this little button, and that'll be a support leg for when it's in the sleeping position. There you go. Okay, now, so I've shown you how to do that with the locks. There are locks on each corners. Now I'm going to show you how to take this bunk, take it up and lock it. So to lock bunk, I want to flip all of these outside. These guys right here need to be flipped in the out position. They have two positions, there or there. That's where you need them if you want to lock the bunk up. So once all four of those clips are in the down, out and down position, then we're going to go ahead and take the bed up. I'm on a button right here underneath the door, just so you see where the button is. Now both bunks are going up. So I'm going to wait for a click. Okay, Now, once that click has happened, I can bring down the dinette only, so you could sit at the dinette and have lunch without that other bed right on top of your head. Or if you're loading equipment, you want to fold this guy up out of the way. You can drop this down by pulling out these pins and dropping it to the side, okay? I won't take it all the way just for timing. I do want to show you, I've got all the legs, all the support legs are down. So I'm going to put those up just to make sure I don't have them in my way. There we go. There we go. There we go. In this case, I could bring it all the way to the ground if I wanted to. Never forget that you have support legs underneath, so if you have a bunch of people or some larger people, you might want to put those support legs down. Okay, now this is where you would use this as a table. Okay, you roll it over, the table is right underneath there. Pull the legs out, throw it up, you're in business. Okay, I'm going to show you how this guy works. Let's make sure that's unlocked. Let's make sure this is unlocked. Roll those over. Okay, now this guy's got a latch on him right there, so you have to unlock it if you want to open them. And then you just pull this little cord right here. These will slide back. And then by pulling the cord, it frees up the door to open up. Obviously, you have to have the ramp down in order to open up the doors. So the doors swing out to get out of your way. You could have this all the way up there and drive in your quad or your 4-seater or 2-seater or motorcycles, whatever it is that you'd like to be hauling in here. Okay? Bring it back out. We're going to want to make sure that those latch. Okay? There we go. Lock that into place. There we go. Is that locked? There we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now both doors are locked. Okay. I've already shown you how to open up the ramp from the outside. So this would just be your inside. The one thing I want to show you about these guys is they have windows that you can raise up and close off the airflow here on these screens. So let's say it's a beautiful day at the ocean, but it's cold, and you've got a view out of the waves. You can go ahead and raise the glass up so that you'll be warm and comfortable in here as you're sightseeing. Okay. What I'm doing, just so you understand, I'm going to raise this and lower the top bunk, and we'll put the table underneath your mattress so that that table will ride without banging around. So now I'm going to take this bunk all the way up until I hear a click. That click will release the top bunk and they will both come back down. We've got a stairway for the back porch. You have an additional stairway or handrail for the rear stairway, it looks like. It is working perfectly as designed. I don't have to bring it all the way down. I'm going to use the mattress on top of that table. Can you lift up the mattress for me, ma'am? I have to change the clips to leave the top bunk now and bring down only the dinette. Okay, you've got tie downs all over the floor back here. Back in this corner, there's one thing that I want to show you. You do have a fire escape. If you've never operated an RV fire escape, there's a little red handle that sits in a saddle, and it opens up like that, and it's an awning style window. So let's say there was flames keeping you from being able to get out, and this was your only exit. You would grab this little red ring and pull in. There's just little springs in the corner of the screen that's holding it in place, and it will come out very easily. Then the window will articulate all the way up out of your way by pushing it, and you crawl out the window and get to safety. More than likely, you'll use it as a window in the rain because it's an awning style window, so that's real nice for airflow. And then it just goes back in the saddle to close up. You do have blackout shades if you've got someone back here sleeping. And those are all over the coach. Right here and right there are your ram air vent system. So I've got that one scooped forward. I will scoop this one back. And then if there was a gasoline source in here, then that would vent out as you're towing down the road. So it just carries the fumes and takes them out. Okay. Right here is another light for the lavvy, a light for underneath here, and I think we're pretty well done. Oh, you know what I want to do? I'm going to put this. This will go on the floor. Head back this way. I did forget two things in the kitchen, and that would be these guys. This is just a soap dispenser. There's a little plastic jug underneath it you can unscrew, put soap in it, and have a soap dispenser at your kitchen sink. This guy is something that you want to be very, very careful with. It's a cup rinser, and it's got a lot of pressure behind it. If I went like that with the water pump on, it would squirt all over the ceiling. So you want to make sure you have a cup over this if you're going to employ it, because it's pretty good pressure on that. Otherwise, it's a cup rinser. Okay, let's set up this way. I don't know if we've done the bathroom yet, have we? No, we haven't. Okay. Oh. There we go. There's a little lock for your shower door. It should be in this position for towing, and that means that the door won't go back and forth and possibly break itself while you're towing down the road. Okay, there are two switches on the wall right there. One of them is for your power fan. You can open it up and vent right out. Okay? And you've got, there's the button for it. The other button here is for your lights, water. This is important to know. This is where your GFI circuit will be for the trailer. You may have an additional one for this large of a unit, But if you plug in and you know you've got house current available and you're not getting anything out of your plug, you can hit the 2 resets in the middle of the GFI plug, and that should reset your plugs. If it does not, then you're going to want to go down to your converter and check your fuses and breakers and see if there's any issues there that you need to solve. Okay? Your toilet up here. Let's see, where's the flusher? Half a flush puts water in your bowl. A full flush drops it. As far as the water pump goes, you'll only hear it when you're dispensing water. As soon as it recharges the lines, it turns itself off so that you won't hear that humming all the time. You have a little medicine cabinet up in the bathroom too. Okay. On the shower, it's just the left is your hot, the right is your cold. And the wand does have a button on it where you can turn off water flow. So if you'd like to do a military style shower, you certainly can by turning the water on and off at the nozzle. And there's a skylight for you to stick your head in if you're a tall person. Your air conditioning is directional, okay? So you can point it where you want it to be coldest. And you can close these vents if you want to stop it from coming into here, but not some other part of the trailer. Okay? Okay. Moving in here, we've got a couple of things going on in this area. Number 1, there's your light switch. Number 2, that would be for a security camera. If you mounted a camera outdoors and had the monitor, then you could see who's knocking on your door on a video screen. It's a nice option, not necessary. Okay, then we've got slide out. This slide out is different than your other slides. This slide out is what we call a Schwintek slide system. So this slide out, when you're employing it or using it, you want to be prepared to go all the way in or all the way out. That's because it's an in-wall slide system up here. And it's easy if you stop this slide out while it's in motion. It can get out of sequence. Okay. One of the things you want to do with this slide out when you're moving it out or moving it in, when it gets to the end, when it's all the way in or all the way out, you want to hold your finger on that button for the count of 3. That just allows the motors to resync. So it's a good step to take. You sending it out, it goes all the way out. You count to 3 once it's stopped and let your finger off. Real easy. And you do have a light switch right here for your reading lights. Your windows both open, up and down. You've got trays for maybe a glass of water, a book, alarm clock, and this guy here has a clip that holds it clipped for you, okay? That's the position this should be in for towing. That way it's locked. And you've got 2 other chairs in bags that are still in there, okay? This light looks like it is it does have a motion sensor side. So you can leave it on the motion sensor and it'll go off when you walk away. Or you can just turn it off, or you can turn it on all the time. There's a couple of 110 plugs back in there. And that just locks it real easy. This cabinet is for a washer dryer. Okay, so the plumbing is right down there. Should you decide you want to add one. Generally, what we've been doing with these is the stackable washer dryers, because they work so much better than the all-in-ones. The all-in-ones tend to have a very slow dry cycle. So make sure you do your research if you're looking into that product as a potential for a washer dryer. Over here, we have another fire escape window. Same story. You take the little handle out of the saddle, push it open. If you need it as a fire escape, pull the ring, articulate the window up out of the way, and climb out. Let me go to this thermostat. Let's see what functions we have. Oh, cool and heat up here too. So you've got air conditioning and heat on every thermostat that you can control. While we're on that subject, I'm going to turn it off. While we're on that subject, you've got a 50 amp trailer. So if you plug into 50 amp, you can start out with 2 air conditioners, let them get good and warmed up, and then add the third. But if you're plugged into a 30 amp plug, you only want to run 1 air conditioner at a time, okay? And if you're plugged into 110 or house current, you don't want to run any of the air conditioners. You'll start popping fuses and breakers, and you won't be bringing enough power in to operate those. So you have to make sure that what you're plugged into as far as your air conditioning access goes. If you're 50 amp into 50 amp, you can use everything. If you're 50 amp into 30 amp, you can use 1. If you're 50 amp into 110 or 120, as it might be known, then you don't want to use any of the air conditioners at that time. Okay? You do have drawers. You've got storage under the bed, and it's a beautiful storage. It's a nice deep storage. Your bed looks like a king size to me. That's off, that's off. And my lights are off in there. Okay. Pocket doors that are going into the bathroom. You've got little locks right here. Make sure that they are locked so that the door can't slam back and forth while you're towing, okay? Same thing on this door over here. It's got the little clip as well, okay? So just make sure that they're secured. This door, I would have it in the closed position for towing like that, rather than having it open, okay? Because that's free floating, so it could be in here doing this. So you want to close it and latch it. You do have a TV spot. In this bedroom, you've got satellite or cable access and 110s right here. Right here, you have your Gateway Wi-Fi. You'd have to get a hold of Gateway to bring in the service. You're prepped for it. You don't currently have it. Oh, so I am. Oops, the clip of this here.
There's 2.
You've got a travel strap on your big living room TV. Let's see, does it come out? Oh, that's just a. That doesn't articulate. So this TV does not come out, but what it will do, down here, you're going to want to show them, if you can, that little green light that's on that panel. Okay, you see it? Turn it off, turn it on. That little light that operates with that button, let's leave it off. That little light indicates that your TV antenna booster is currently on. The only time that you should have that little green light lit up is when you are attempting to watch TV through the free TV antenna signal. In order to get access to that, you're going to have to be camped on open, flat terrain with no mountains right around you. So if you're camped down at your favorite creek surrounded by mountains, you're probably not going to get the free TV signal. But if you're out on open, flat terrain, you can get about 20 channels. Unless you're doing that, you want that green light off. It's a 12-volt draw, for one thing, so while the trailer is sitting in storage, that can drain the batteries down if it's cloudy and the solar panels aren't helping. Also, if you plug into cable TV with that turned on, it's too much information for the TV and you'll get a white signal. It's just too much. So you have to turn the TV antenna booster off to watch cable TV, okay? And then you want to make sure that your TV is securely strapped for traveling. And the little clip is right back here, okay? You have another thermostat right here on the wall. This thermostat is air conditioning and heat as well. So I'm just going to leave it off right now. And I think we have one more thermostat back here. And this one does air conditioning and heat as well. So you can maintain heat or air conditioning from all three of your thermostats. We've done that. We've done those. Oh, we're going to move this chair back over into the kitchen position for towing. So it'll be in here on a carpet, and the slide out will hold it from rolling, okay? And then down here, I'm gonna make sure that your chairs are strapped, okay? They've got a little travel strap on the chairs right here, so these can ride out here, no problem. That's why the other chairs are in the closet. If you unclip these, this will come out too. This comes out into a longer table by just pulling this out. I won't do it since the chairs are clipped in right now, but it's very easy to do. And then your light switch for the slide out is right here. The light switch for this slide out is right here. And the switch for this is right here. Other than that, that'll be your main interior lights on your monitor panel. Okay? At this point, I think I've covered pretty much everything. I did show how to do that into a bed.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I think we've got everything. Now, if you have questions, we're happy to talk to you and help out in any way that we can. If I haven't done a good job, make sure you contact me and let me know, because I want you happy with your purchase. And I thank you for spending some time with us. This was Madison and Craig in the demo department. Congratulations on your new purchase. Thank you.
Thank you.